just saw there in the middle of your screen towards the top, Harley Bennell telling Zach Smith, you get all the way to the goal square and we'll do the rest up here. So we'll see if that comes to pass.
Jack Martin's gone forward. He was back in the last quarter.
Jamar was steadfast, got the tap down. Prestia's kick smothered, but Riscatelli helped it on its way, and they get an inch a little bit closer. Try to get it out to Prestia, but Dunn was onto that, but gives it straight back to May. So off the left boot, here's Bennell at the back. Martin, full stride. Jetta stood his ground, then went to ground. Good smother, though, from Howe. And it comes to Martin. Under duress, gets it back. Harbrow, stand, start, goal. It took all of 26 seconds.
Let's have a look why Jetta stayed down. Comes in from behind. Does his head hit the ground? Oh,
no.
He's got a bit of shock.
So you'd expect, well, looking at that, there must be a bit more to it for him to stay down. You'd think that he would pop straight up and get into that defensive position again, because it allowed here that after that smother, he's still right down on the ground.
Call a shot a shot. He stayed down and he shouldn't have. If I'm the coach and I see that, I send the runner out to him right now.
You're letting him off lightly, Derm.
Yeah. Yeah. He got a bit of shock knowing he got contact from behind and he thought so much worse could have happened.
Tyson goes again. What a kick down to Hogan. And good spoil, but it's still alive for Garlett. This is what they got him for. It was touched. Demons fans will go up, but it's touched. Oh, and he can't believe it.
Jeffy's saying it's not touched.
Saad was the man, I suspect, who got his fingernails to it.
And he's cramped up now.
He's cramping.
There are so many cramps in round one.
Melcheski, very wide kick, but
you can do all the training running, 400 metres, 200, fartlek work, whatever you want, but you'll cramp up.
And that's Riscatelli.
You don't cramp up until game one, when you've been put to ground, sprint, go to the next contest, put to ground again.
Kennedy Harris. Vandenberg's deep. So is Hogan. Kick goes towards Vandenberg. Oh, he goes to ground. Melcheski. No infraction. Trapped nicely by Frost. Gets it back to Vandenberg. He's thinking team. He's thinking Viney. Ablett knew that it was his turn. Now Smith was slow. And cooked. The slow cooker for Zach Smith, and he's gone by McDonald.
Don't know if he wants to kick the distance here. He's looking around saying, who've I got support to run past?
He's a reasonable launch, though, McDonald.
Oh.
He doesn't want the shot, though. You look at him.
I reckon he's going to have a crack at it, then.
Lyndon's a good kick, and he wants the skunk here.
His eyes are darting, but he's coming in. He's giving it his best. And let's see if his best is good enough. It's away to the right.
Lyndon was thinking, I'll get the skunky give off here.
So the margin stands at 21 at the MCG. May, powerful kick. The good of Prestia, who takes the grab. His 18th disposal, takes Gold Coast forward and wide. Jack Martin, Bennell full of voice saying, just stab it over to me, son. He does it. He's got Garlett inboard. He's darting around Garlett in the pocket. He's gone for Riscatelli. There's been a sharpshooter today, Michael Riscatelli.
He might get it back here, Harley Bennell. He's just going to let his opponent... How? No. It's Mandy now, How? It's the bottom of your screen there.
You did talk about it, and Kingy talked about it as well, that Bennell's going to have to be a critical player in this last term if the Gold Coast are to give a whimper. Here's Riscatelli. He trusts himself in front of goal, and he's just clipped the post on the way through.
Well, the thing is with Harley Bennell, he can turn half chances into goals. So that's why he's going to have to stand up. Ablett, the same, can turn a quarter chance into a goal, but...
They're back into play. Hogan was the focus of the kick in. He can't quite last the journey and take the mark, but his follow-up work was outstanding. Back to Viney, was on the back foot. Let's see if Melbourne have got the confidence to still go forward. Cross in the prime position to mark, which he does against McKenzie. Does he go?
Jeffy's got one-on-one against a mismatch. May, don't put it in the air because May won't get to it.
Well, the sun was a factor there. Gallup possibly handled without it. Lumumba, that's holding the ball.
I think it's really important for Melbourne to continue to score here, Derm. Yeah. This is a team that really hasn't learnt to win. I mean, they only won 4 games last year. They can't lose faith early in this last quarter. They've got to continue to score.
Absolutely. They can't protect a 20-point lead at this stage. You're 4.5 minutes into the final term. You must keep scoring.
They haven't scored 100 points in a match since round 14, 2013. Now, here's Garlett charging forward. Kicks.
Good lead.
Oh, Smith can't quite hang on. Garland finds the exit out the back. And they work it around McDonald and Dunn. An uncomfortable moment. Sexton tried to close on him. Ball up for grabs. Hallahan wears it well. And then feeds it Kolodjasny. The give was instant. It was terrific. Harbrow for Ablett. Over his head. Through to Bennell. Get ready. Here's Martin. Back to Bennell. Back to Ablett. Didn't know that was coming. Was it holding the ball? Demons fans thought it was. Gary Ablett thought differently. They pinged him early, but not that time.
Strength in the torso, Jono. Stands up in the tackle.
What do you reckon, Jono?
Well, he's not putting two hands up to mark the ball, that's for sure. He went up. He should have put both up to attempt the mark on the lead to start with. That didn't happen.
Is this holding the ball or not, though, Jono?
No, well, we'll make the call right now. No, no, no. That's a goal.
Sound like Joe Bielka-Peterson? No, 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 says Jono. 83 to 69, 14 points the difference now. Ablett strikes.
They put the mama behind the ball, just to give some support down there, some seniority.
Yep.
Jamar against Gorringe. The combat in the air was good. The tap down to Presti. A little release handball. Swallow. They're inside again. Bennell couldn't grab on. They're just not quite on their game. Those talented players for the Suns, and Melbourne come away through McDonald. Searching kick out to the wing. Shaw takes the grab against Kent. Wanted to release it.
And Kolodjasny King is going everywhere with Lumumba.
Hallahan takes the mark. His first game for the Suns, coming across from Hawthorn. He'll launch it deep again. Smith's the height. The Stars are at the ground level. And there's none brighter than Gary Ablett.
Oh.
He's back, that's for sure, Gary Ablett.
Put him forward, Hutto.
And so are the Suns. They're within 8 points now.
It's a taxing game, the one the D's were playing, but at the moment they're just not getting their hands on the footy. Smith draws the long ball. Ablett shoves his opponent Garland into the heat. He falls over. And that's like shelling peas for Gary Ablett from that moment on.
Looks like Rockets pushing plenty forward, isn't he?
David King mentioned Lumumba had gone behind the play to try and shore it up. Rodney Eater said, well, we're not letting an extra voice, an extra experience play down there. We're going to make sure he has to mind somebody rather than organise. So they're playing 7 forwards against 7 backmen.
Presti are looking for it, and they're looking for him, but he's got a free for some high contact. And they're going to go surging again. Jack Martin this time. Now the confidence is back.
All this is happening, Hutto, while Nick Malcheski's on the bench, just getting some work done on his throat. He took a big whack there about 4 or 5 minutes ago, so they put a fair bit of time into him. They can't get him up just at the moment, so they're down a warrior.
Oh, went for a pass, and it doesn't come off. Cross with the intercept. Tumpus is on, so Demons have made their change. Doesn't get that far, though. Fumble initially, but well done, Garland. Then he gave it straight back again. Took Miller, sneaks in. Oh, it was out of bounds. That's a big call.
Brayshaw's the man you're saying, Hutto. Has been subbed out of the game. Good debut, 9 disposals. They need some run from Tumpus.
Jones looked in a little bit of pain for a moment there. Yeah, Angus Brayshaw, very impressive. No nab challenge match. And has come on and looked right at home, as you'd expect from pick 3, but good to see for the Demons. They lead by 8 points. They are right under the pump at this very moment at the MCG. We've gone 9 minutes in this final term, still 14 to go. Jimmy Tumpus, he was briefly inserted into the game earlier with a concussion rule while they checked on Dean Kent.
Mackenzie's just sneaked out of the back of this pack here. If the Gold Coast win it, he's got a clean run.
Oh, Vandenberg just released it in time. Heavy bullocking work from Prestia, and well done, May. He's been a standout today. Suddenly the angles change completely. Broughton kicking into space on the outer side. Shaw can go either into the pocket with the ball or long to Zach Smith. He's going to the pocket where Bennell is the target with Martin, and Martin's got it on the third. Howe doesn't reckon it was a mark.
Second grab off the head.
Off the head. He went for the short pass last time from a similar distance out and turned it over.
Missed 12 games last year with a shoulder injury. Got injured in round 1. Played the last 10, and his best came in the very last game of the year when he kicked 4 goals against the West Coast. He was dynamic that day. He's found it hard to get his touch today.
Same again.
Doesn't go for the shot, just sets it 3/4. Double fist came from Frost. Hallahan claimed it as if it was a mark. Play on the call, and Vandenberg will do that. Angled it to Watts. There's nothing between him and the goals. Malcheski comes from the side. A big breath from Watts. Hands it over to Garlett. Tries to angle it over the head of Thompson. No dice there. Kent, did well. Harassed Thompson. The odds were against him. Garlett comes with the crumbs. Back to Kent. Big chance for a Melbourne goal here. Sits up. Tompus on the steal from Harbrow. And there's a way out for the Gold Coast. They dodge one. Seriously, no. Lumumba. Lumumba and his 200th game.
What a goal.
Wow.
It took the tenacity and the courage to run when it was really hot. Tompus panicked into that handball because of the moment. They turned it around. And Heritier Lumumba, with all of that experience you called, Anthony Hudson, read that in flight.
Great shots there of the joy for Heritier Lumumba. Across from the Pies, celebrating a milestone.
Gee, that's a goal and a half, isn't it? Your first game at your new club.
14 points the difference. Adrenaline is pumping around the G. Don't write off the Suns, though, because they've got that pretty handy number 9 in the middle. And he's about to drive them forward here. He could give. He does. Prestia almost could kick a goal from their vacant square. And that was a chance gone. Back to 13, though.
Yeah, Jones just played 10 metres ahead of Prestia, then got in there too early, which allowed Prestia the run-up.
What do you do here, Derm, if you're Melbourne? Do you try and run some time off the clock, or do you keep attacking?
You know, honestly, I think you listen to your experienced players and do what they say according to the moment out there.
It was bowled by McDonald, but I'm not sure it was systematic. Short the kick, Prestia got rid of the tackler in time. Shaw and then gets it back. He's a good kick normally, but there's
been good.
Martin. He's been flashing this last quarter, hasn't he?
Well, he's led to the ball. He's had 3 definite leads where he's run to the ball carrier or made sure the ball carrier has seen him. Yeah, Kingy, I think if you're Melbourne at the moment, you do have to play the percentages, but you want to still keep the ball moving. So if you're looking at inside the corridor and you think this is a risky one, but if we get it, we score, I don't think you bite that one off, but you still look. You still want to play, but you don't take the real risky chances.
We've seen some critical goals missed this afternoon. This is another from Jack Martin. He's right underneath it and tugged it to the left, and it's back to 12. Some unconvincing set shots in the sunlight at the MCG.
Can't see that bandage has come down over his eyes. It shut them.
It was way too slow on the approach, wasn't it?
So back to a 2-goal ball game at the MCG. Thrilling way to start the season. Demon fans, I'm sure, would hope that it's not too close. There's Lumumba, who was pretty good at that at Collingwood, and got a few extra metres there for Newton, who drives to the wing. Garland got dragged down, but took the mark.
See,
the free kick.
The little play on allowed it to get over the pack where there was a one-on-one with Garland. So that little shepherd by Lumumba has created a possession on the wing.
Skies that one to half for very hard in the sun. They had to go. Tompus hacked it inside 50. Thompson, again, never looked too sure. Speaking of which, Shaw kicks it, but it's going to come back again because Howe's taken the mark. Frost is calling for it on the other side.
This is good coaching by Rouge here. He's got Rory Thompson up against a more fleet-of-foot opponent, and he can't run with him. It's come off the big fella's toe. And it's Newton was opposed to him, running him around.
Jack's closest. Jack.
So it's Watts' ball.
Now, Jack. Can you? Sorry, Jack. Just wait, we're going to have to go let her to move. That's your line there.
Good umpiring.
On that line. Down with me. 1 metre.
So the snapper has to move. And now there's another kind of snapper, perhaps,
15 gone.
from Jack Watts. How does he go about it, do you think, Jono? Run around and screw it?
It won't be called play until he enters the playing arena.
She barely did. He's given it a fair crack. It is shaping back. It's that sort of day for the D's.
He's done some nice things today, Jack Watts. As have a lot of his teammates as well across the board, and even contribution from a lot of the Melbourne players. Rory Thompson's last few minutes, he'd want them back in a hurry. Some of his efforts haven't been great, and just the fall there.
It's been
out of bounds on the full. He's dropped a couple of marks. That one on the full. Finally, one goes through for the D's.
3 goals won for Jack Watts. None sweeter than that one.
The thing now with the leadership has to really, more so than any moment in this game, has to rev these Melbourne players now. If they slightly take the finger off the button, Gold Coast with Ablett, Bennell and the like swallow it, they'll run over the top of them. They cannot think this is a winnable lead. They've got to keep driving it home.
And they are through cross. It's deep to full forward. There's Thompson again. This time at least he got it away from his direct opponent, Frost. There's cramping players everywhere down there, Kingy.
And Paul Roos is still going with a 7-man defence. He's got Lumumba back there for some seniority and just some settling influence on these younger players. And it's working for him at the moment.
I don't mind it, Kingy.
Rodney Eade needs to make a change. He needs to do something quite different to spark them.
Hallahan shaped it on the way out. Being tracked back by Jimmy Toumpas. Back to Lumumba again. Powerful handball to half forward. Vandenberg slipped the tackle. Brings it in. Howe off the left to full forward. Hogan comes late. They get in each other's way almost, the Suns. But
That's a good mark.
Saar takes the mark and he's prepared to bring it to this side of the ground and kick it out the half back. Stretching. Taking the grab there is Sexton.
I'm in now, mate. I'm in.
Just his 8th disposal.
Move it on. Wow.
Forcing him to run. That's not a bad kick. It's just Gorringe has got wrong-sided there.
Might get a chance here to lay on it. Big tackle, but just couldn't quite hang on. Now Viney stabs it and finds Jetta. Down to 9 minutes. Next goal so vital. If it comes for Melbourne, you'd think it's going to be really tough for the Suns. If it comes for Gold Coast...
Well, you know about the first to 100 rule, Hutto. They're 95 points.
Oh, that's a dodgy old kick. Smith comes in. Prestia fell over the top of cross. Oh, gee, I don't know about that, Jono. What do you... I thought that was self-inflicted. But I guess a replay will show us some more.
We'll see here.
He set him up for that. He knew what was happening down Prestia.
Kicks it from the wing to half forward. Martin stays down. Will it get down? It does. Against Gorringe? No. Advantage taken by Bennell. He can run it in. Will he share it with Gaz? Share the love. Oh, fumble. Oh, what a crucial fumble. And the Melbourne fans are screaming their lungs out at the MCG.
Want to score here now, Melbourne.
On the counter. Viney can go to cross. Disbelief for the Gold Coast. That could be 50. Martin went through the protected area.
Gee, Gary Ablett has never grasped a ball like that in his playing career. Harley Bennell made it really slick, really hard. He bullet handballed it at him.
You ran straight to the protected area. Doesn't matter, you went into the protected area.
Well, it does matter if you're following an opponent.
Viney just sets it up. Everyone's got to run at it. Hogan wants it. Oh, what a picture for Demon fans. The #1 Guernsey. The strong arms up in the air of Jesse Hogan. And now he can go back and have a shot in front of the adoring fans. They've called this wing on the members' side. They've named it for Melbourne home games after the great Robert Flower, who so sadly passed away last year after the season. And such an all-time club favourite. And it's got a bit of spirit about it today, this performance from the D's, as Jesse Hogan comes in and puts it right through. How good is that, D's? And there it is, the Robert Flower wing. And they've done the great Tulip proud today.
Oh, they certainly have. I mean, it's come on the back of hard work. They've had a fair turnover since round one. There's that spilt grab. He threw a little boot out there. And this is the mark by Jesse Hogan. Slid in front of Zach Smith.
You're right, it has been. It's been the hard work, and that's what set the standard for this Melbourne side. They outnumbered the contest. They spread better from the contest in the first half of the game to set up this. They've been challenged at times, but as Kingy mentioned, it's been the red time goals that have really helped this performance today, deep in quarters.
Smith flaps it down, cross. And Viney's been outstanding. His 23rd disposal takes him to the 50. Hogan enjoying the rough and tumble. He's up and ready for more. Newton wants to give it. He does. Kennedy Harris, he's close enough. Now they're closer. Newton! They're exploded at the G.
That sums the day up right there for Melbourne. Big contest. All 4 players hit the deck. First 2 up, Melbourne players. That's why they were able to create that goal, because that creates the outnumber. Big collision here. Hogan comes through, crashes the pack. They all go to deck. First 2 up. Third one in, Kennedy Harris to help and support. All of a sudden makes it too difficult for Gold Coast.
Gee, it's a good finish.
Oh, yeah.
It was instinctive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No hesitation at all.
So that's one we mark down for the future. When the boy goes to that lad, Ben Newton, we know he can finish off 2 or 3 steps and a bit of heat.
Well, Port didn't want to lose him. And, they did. Lack of opportunity. He went for greener pastures, and at the moment, it couldn't be any greener than the MCG with the way the D's are playing. Hallahan, another who's changed clubs over the summer. This is Jared Garlett.
Good gather.
Second cousin of Jeff. The handball not superb, and now the Gold Coast Suns have to go to work. They're going to get it back again, which they do.
Kick.
Inside
Great kick.
50.
Gee, that's a good player by young Garlett.
Back here, back 1 more metre, Melbourne.
Here's Gorringe.
Jack, 2 more metres out. Play on, off the line, play on.
No really tall targets for him, but his 3-quarter kick is perfect for Bennell.
Just even. No, back. There it is. Yep.
He's trying to sneak that. Not a great disguise in trying to sneak that one, Johnny.
Bennell kicks, truly.
Not a lot of mesh going on in that forward line, though. See,
it'll be different when Lynch comes back. And
Lynch is a damn good player.
Yeah.
But even the Jack Martin 3 short passes into the forward line, no one really knew where those balls were going. So they're not getting a lot of teamwork, as they call it, mesh, understanding of what your teammates' capabilities are.
Rodney Eade maybe just pondering there, Jono. Why was it that I get back into this caper again?
I'll tell you what, he's got some work to do here, though. I mean, their consistency of effort is really poor at the moment, the Gold Coast. And it's not matching their talent levels, and that's the only problem they've got. Forget what numbers are out there and who's missing. That's the problem.
Well, they're inside 50 again, the D's.
Couldn't agree more with you, Kingy. They've got a couple of blokes. Now, I won't say they play on their terms, but they tend to pick their moments.
Well, we all know Rocket won't like that.
Oh, he hates that.
Won't stand for it.
Good
Jones
chip.
up into the sun, but we've got enough of a look at it. Garlett, he's got the mark.
Dare I say it, he missed that one in the first quarter. He ran over a ball in the second quarter. I think this is the best game I've seen Jeffy play for 3 years.
This is his 6th scoring shot. He's got 2 goals, 3, as you can see, 18 disposals
18 disposals.
He's regularly kicked over 40 goals a year.
Yeah, it just fell away from him last year at Carlton. That's close, but not enough.
If you can wipe off last year at Carlton, he kicked 120 goals the previous years exactly. So he's a goal kicker. He's got a lot of love down at the Demons. They're loving what he's doing.
Nice kick into this time for Smith. He wants to lay it off desperately, but reluctantly has to kick himself. And you can see why he wanted to lay it off, because he's kicked it straight back to the opposition.
Yeah, that's a panic kick. I'll give it. No, I better just kick it, so I may as well kick it as hard as I can. And that's a very non-thinking way of going about your footy.
Hats off to Jack Viney today as well. He stuck to the task all day. He's ended up with 23 disposals in his own game, a game high for Melbourne.
Yep. Lumumba. for Hogan. Couldn't quite this time. Jones, he'll be enjoying having just some more maturity and strength of player around him, won't he, Nathan Jones? He's carried such a load for such a long time. Cross gets them inside. Smith doing his best to take the mark. Watts, some important moments today. Drops that one down, and the umpire let it keep on going. Newton still hungry for more.
Just lay that across his body very well again. Just overhooked it. Chelsea gave young Adam Shard a whack with the flag then.
Well, the intercept mark taken by Newton. And we're down to the last 3.5 now.
Yeah, it was good courage from Newton. He knew he was going to cop the contact. He did that very well.
That was Garlett getting his first run for the Gold Coast Suns.
Well, the way he had a snap a few seconds ago across the body from 45 to 50, the way he took the shot before and threaded it, I'd say he's definitely going to have a ping at them now and not lay up.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals, 1 Ben Newton.
He wants to pass. Now you better go.
Oh,
he's given it nothing.
And knocked over the line by Sard.
Yeah.
You can see the cramp still affecting Viney. Ben Newton would be delighted with his debut for Melbourne. 15 disposals, 2 goals, 1. Down to the last 3 minutes now. Pinballs around. Then Garlett, he wants his third. He's searching, looking, but he's happy to share it. Across.
Left foot up.
To Salem. Bang.
A classy left footer too.
17 goals they've kicked, and this is Melbourne. 17, 13, 115 to 12, 11, 83. It's like an avalanche for them. They're winning by 32 points with 2.5 minutes remaining.
And it's the response as well, Doom, because they were challenged. They were challenged in the third quarter. Gold Coast back to 11 points. They were challenged in this last quarter.
They just couldn't put the pressure on them to force them. Oh, Kingy, we were talking about what do Melbourne do now.
Yeah.
Now, they're probably going to win it anyway, but they let them off the hook by not converting their forward 50s, the Gold Coast.
They kicked 4 of the last 5 goals here, the D's.
Well, they opened up with, from three-quarter time, 3 goals in a row. So they had some real heat on them, but they didn't completely nail it, give it to them on the scoreboard, and left Melbourne with belief that they were going to run away with it, and they certainly have done that now.
Shaw went deep. Opportunity here for Miller, and he's turned around and kicked a goal. So a late consolation, and Took Miller has put it through for his first goal. So many of these first gamers have kicked their first goal in AFL footy today.
In the contest, keeps his feet. Good finish, but it's just he's had the 6 disposals, got the goal now in his first hit out. Sexton is the other forward up there who moved around a bit, only had the 8 disposals. Martin's had a big last quarter up until this quarter, though. Didn't really touch it as another small forward. Bennell the same in that area of the ground. They just haven't had enough from the smaller type players in their forward structure this afternoon.
Prestia and the Suns still coming late here, but 26 points is the margin. A bridge too far. Miller applies the pressure. It was good stuff. Prestia hacks them back inside again. They gang up the Demons' defence, and these defenders have been Dunn and McDonald and Garland. They've been really good. Got to remember that Frawley, of course, who did spend a fair bit of time forward last year, is gone. And so those 3 men, along with Jeremy Howe, are going to be the pillars of their defence. And they've had a good start against probably an undersized Gold Coast forward line today. Daniel Cross, the old warhorse, your old mate, Jono.
He's solid, isn't he? You know exactly what you're getting from Daniel Cross.
23 possessions today.
See, Jamar still held off his opponent, Smith, from the drop of the ball there, and consequently, they have the inside running all the way and another clearance.
Garland about to be confronted by one of the Gold Coast best, Stephen May. He can certainly hold his head high. Buried into the turf there.
Holds him off again.
Back live as Bennell. Things open up for him. He got the call from Riscatelli.
Great kick.
Down the line to Martin, just easing the ball into the 50. And that's...
Kicks to a 3-on-1.
Yeah. That well placed.
For a skillful player, that's his 4th kick from between 50 and 60 metres going inside the forward line, and not one of them has resulted in a score.
Well, it's such a critical element of the game, isn't it? The retention.
Well, right there, between 50 and 80.
That's your launch.
That's the effectiveness. That's the most important kick coming inside that area of the ground. Fast or slow.
And have a listen to the Melbourne for Kingy. Have a listen to them out there. They're just clapping everything at the moment, aren't they?
They're even cheering Jack Watts, which they haven't done for quite some time down here.
Oh, they're even clapping mistakes. It doesn't really matter now. They're down to the last 10 seconds. Just sit back and enjoy this, Melbourne fans, and get ready to rumble, because this is going to be one huge cheer around the mighty MCG in just a moment. 11 seconds to go. They haven't won in round 1 since 2005, so it's quite a breakthrough for the Melbourne Football Club. And it feels like the rebirth of a footy club. The mighty Demons. With 7 players wearing that Guernsey for the first time. They were mighty today. They were challenged, and they have come through with the goods. 17-13, 115 to 13-11, 89. And look at them stand and cheer and wave the flags around the G.
Work rate, perseverance, that underpinned that performance from Melbourne this afternoon. They got the reward because of the hard work and effort from minute 1 of this game.
I'm glad for Nathan Jones. Really glad for Nathan Jones. His work, his backside off for this club, for not a great deal of success and reward. And in round 1, 2015, he gets to smile as he hears the final siren in round 1.
Well, this next man's smiling. Kingy.
Gone to the captain, Derm, but we've gone to Harisha Lumumba. Mate, what a fantastic debut for the club.
Thank you. Yes, it's a great feeling to get a win. Round 1, we've had a really hard road the last few years, even though I wasn't here. The boys have had a fantastic attitude throughout pre-season, and it's fantastic to see that the hard work actually does pay off.
Tell us about the captain. Tell us about what Nathan Jones brings.
Spirit. I think that's the best way to sum him up. Just spirit, heart, and football sense. He's just so hard around the ball. It's inspiring. He gets us all up, and yeah, we love him.
Enough about those blokes. What about your goal, mate? How good was that?
It was good, mate. It was great to get one. I was pretty quiet all day, but I still feel like I played my role, and that's the most important thing. Every one of the boys today played their role, and that was good enough to get the win.
Mate, go and enjoy this one. This is a great win.
Thanks, Kenny. Thank you.